You won't break my soul. Do I need my glasses? I love when I wear my glasses. You won't break my soul. I'm trying everybody. What time is it? 8:59. Oh wow. Yeah. Oh girl. You won't break my soul. I hope y'all can hear me. I hope you guys can hear me. Hi, Facebook. I am only going to be here for a limited time only because I know you guys look and be like, oh God, Khadijah's going live. I don't really like to go live on Facebook for too long. So I'll be here a limited time only, but I'm only here to remind folks to come on over to my YouTube channel so I know I told you guys last minute, so don't curse me for filth. Do not curse me for filth. I know I told you guys last minute, but I wasn't going to go live today. I was not going to go live today. I was minding my business. I was not going to go live today. Back to work tomorrow. So I was not going to go live today. But I was listening to some YouTubers and watching watching Fox Soul. I was checking out Cocktails with the Queens, and everybody was just talking about all of the breaking news that came out these last couple of days. So I'm like, okay, I think I need to go live. So for my Facebook family, I'm only going to be here a few minutes. You're not going to have me all day. Y'all won't break my soul. All righty. So I'm not going to be here long. But if you head on over to my YouTube channel, you'll get to see this video in its entirety. Because I got some stuff to talk to y'all about that it just wasn't sitting right with me. It just was not sitting right with me. I don't know how my volume is. Well, can you listen to the video and tell me how my volume is? Can you guys hear me? Hey, Julie, happy birthday. You here for my live? I won't be here live, so come to my YouTube channel. But can you hear me good? Can you hear me good, or do I sound low? I won't break your soul. Y'all turn it off? Oh, okay. Okay, because I don't want to be screaming in you guys' ear, but I also don't want you to not be able to hear me. Again, my Facebook family, I'm only giving y'all to 9:05. I'm not staying on Facebook all this time. So yeah, y'all gotta come on over there. It's good. Can I feel it? Yes, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Oh, what happened? Oh, okay. So hey, get your drinks, get your drinks, get your drinks because yeah, it's about to be up and stuff. Get your drinks. I'm giving everybody. It's 9:02. I'm only giving you the 9:05. At 9:05, I'm not waiting no longer. I'm diving into the topics because I'm not gonna be here all night. I gotta go to work. And like I said, I would have started way earlier had I not. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really want to go live. I don't want to set up my ring. No, you want to do that when you dolled up, right? So they're gonna have to get some of this type of quality for now. Moving forward, then yeah. Hey, all right. So listen, my Facebook people. I love y'all. I'm only gonna be live on Facebook for 3 more minutes. Then y'all gotta go over to my YouTube channel if y'all want to hear all of the deets about this live because I told y'all I wasn't gonna go live today. I really wasn't. But everybody was talking about Ime Udoka. Everybody was talking about Cardi B and Akbar V. Everybody just been talking. And I have some opinions about these things, but I was going to wait till Thursday. But I said, no, I got to get started today. So for all of my Facebook family, I'm only staying here to 9:05. After that, come over to my YouTube channel, Operation Hill One Yards, if you want to hear the duration of the entire live. I know. For everybody that says it every time I have my glasses on, I look just like my mom. I know. I know. I know I told you guys last minute about this live. So you're probably cursing me for filth, but don't worry, it's gonna be entertaining because they won't break my soul. Get y'all drinks. Get y'all drinks. As per usual, I'm drinking vodka. Vodka's my signature drink. But like I told you guys, I don't do it anymore with ginger ale on here because a lot of times just has you keep burping and burping and burping. I don't like keep burping like that on camera. It's very unladylike. So I drink it with my cranberry juice with a splash of lemon here. I call that a bossy. But okay, my Facebook family, I love y'all, but y'all gotta come on over to YouTube. Come on over to my YouTube channel, Operation Heal 100 Hearts. The link is everywhere all over my page. So if you didn't catch what I just said, go look on my Facebook page and you'll see the link. But come over there because I want to talk to y'all about all of these hot topics. Okay, okay, let me delete, because I told Facebook I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not keeping that there. I have no reason to. So let's get ready to roll. Let's get ready to roll because I know everybody has some things that they wanted to discuss. Um, everybody has some things that they wanted me to talk about. I'm here. I'm here. I'm live on my YouTube channel. So y'all come over there. Y'all gonna break my soul. Okay. Give me a minute, folks. People are asking me questions and asking me to send them links, and the link is right there and live and in effect. But I think that they were not paying that any mind, so they won't break my soul. Okay, everybody, everybody. Let me just go get this for them. Girl, I'm not coming out for no drink. Leave me the fuck alone. Excuse me, y'all. No, nobody don't come out. No. Everybody, everybody. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's roll. Let's rock and roll. We are 8 minutes past. I gave folks links and all that, but I understand. People are telling me, like, DJ, I didn't even see you was going live. So I do get it. I do get it. Maybe they'll catch it afterwards. I just have to keep it moving. So, hey, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Hopefully, you guys are getting your drinks. That's where y'all better be at so we could get ready to roll because I want to make this happen. I have a lot of things to discuss. A lot of things happened over these last 4 days. I was like, oh my goodness. I'm thinking, like, oh God, this is going to be a pretty boring weekend, especially for me because I'm usually home doing homework. It's just that I was able to get a little bit more sleep than I would get in normal 2 days, right? So every minute when I'm trying to get my little bit of rest and mind my business, I'm seeing something else going on in the news. I'm like, Jesus, Lord, what is happening in these streets? But what's happening in these streets is the reality of life. People are growing through things, people are having things going on. And unfortunately, for those folks, their business becomes front page news, right? Y'all know for me, I'm just as gossipy as the next woman. So I like to hear folks and, I like to get the good old gossip and so on and so forth. But it always tugs at my heartstrings when people have things going on and then the rest of the world is like criticizing and judging the situation instead of trying to come with some positive feedback or trying to, support that person in whatever they're going through. So for me, I like to kind of talk about the situation, but talk about it in a positive light and try to, shed some insight and introspect on a situation so maybe folks can feel like, wow, something good can come from this. And that's pretty much how I live my own life, right? Everybody talks about Jay-Z said in his Kevin Hart interview, "Oh, nothing happens to me. Nothing in life happens to me. Everything happens for me." And everybody act like that was the first time they heard that in their whole entire life. And I was looking around like, "What?" I've been saying that quote for years. Like that's just the way I live my life. Like nothing happens to me. Everything happens for me. And if I view it if I view it through that lens, then I can look at things from a positive perspective. So the things that we're going to talk about today, yes, they're other people's business. Yes, they're front page news, but in all fairness, we're going to try to shed a little light on the situation, trying to turn some negatives into positives. And if you can't do that, you just wish folks well and keep them in prayer. Right? So let's go here first, right? Let's go here first. I wanted to talk about Erica Banks. Now, in all fairness to Erica Banks, let me give my disclaimer. The only thing that I can honestly tell you guys about Erica Banks is that the picture that I put on Instagram today to show y'all who we would be talking about is probably the only time that I've gave Erica Banks any attention. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Other than, let me show you guys the picture that I put up. I don't really know Erica Banks. I don't know how she used to look. I don't know what's so drastic about her new look. I don't know any of her rap songs. I did not even know she was a rapper. I kept getting her mixed up with somebody else. The one that's always arguing with the rappers. I can't remember her name, but whatever the case may be, yes. So apparently she came out with this comment and said that, she has a certain caliber of woman. And I don't want to say caliber. Yes, I will. I'll just say more of a physical. She has more of a very specific physical caliber of a woman that she wants to accompany her to the club. Right. And she was like, if a woman doesn't look a certain type of way, they're not allowed to go with her to the club. Now, she said, in all fairness, I don't mind if you come with me to the family picnic or to the spades game or the game night at the bowling alley or whatever the case may be. But as far as like you going to the club with me where it's really going to be lit, where, we can make money, we can meet people, things can happen there. You have to be of a certain physical caliber for you to be able to hang out with me, right? And I think she went on to kind of say, like, if you're not thick enough and if you're not, I don't want to say she used pretty enough because I don't think she used that. I think she just more talked about like body size. So everybody was up in arms cursing Erica Banks to the ground. They were saying, first of all, she just got her BBL 35 minutes ago, and she ain't no Halle Berry in the face either. And they just was giving her the business. And if I'm not mistaken, right after she said all of that about women, some story fell out the woodworks about her and her man and his situation. Right. So I don't know really if Erica Banks was qualified to make that statement, but I'm gonna tell you guys what I thought about it, right? Because I looked at the picture that I posted today. I meant to look at some of her other pictures before I went live, but really and truly it didn't interest me because I felt like if she was making that much noise in the world, then I would pretty much have known who she is. Like case in point, you guys, I don't really give much energy to Chrisean Rock, but I know who she is because her name is making a lot of noise in the world, right? So I think with Erica Banks, if I thought that her, she was making a lot of noise, I would more so know more about her. Again, maybe I live in my little bubble, I don't know. But I wanted to kind of help Erica Banks out because it seemed like what happened was she was laying down. She was on live, she was on Instagram in her close friends. So I don't think that she meant for this to go viral. I think she was just like, speaking her little unpopular opinion to her gang. I think she just didn't know that it would go further than that. The person would record it and, put it out there and so on and so forth. And in all fairness, she has a right to feel the way she wants to feel. So let's be clear. She has a right to feel like, I only want to hang out with women who look a certain type of way or act a certain type of way, or whatever her logic is for saying those things, right? Because clearly there must be a game plan in mind, right? She must have a goal. And if those women are not able to help her get to her goal, whatever that is at the club, she don't want to be bothered with them, right? I totally get and understand that, right? Because I feel like that's just like when you work at a job, right? There will be some people that if I see how you act and the way that you dress and the things that you do in the street, and you're asking me, hey, can you get me a job at your office? If I see some of your actions, behaviors, and even your dress code would not be suitable for the job that you're asking me to refer you to, then most times people won't refer you. They'll feel like, you don't really fit the caliber of sitting at the front desk of an advertising agency because you don't even really wear clothes. All you do is walk around with G-strings and nets and thongs on, right? Again, is it right for folks to judge you in that regard? No, it's not. But I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. And I think with Erica Banks, I understood where she was coming from because I felt like she had a goal in mind for whatever she was trying to gain from whoever at the club. And I think it was almost like, well, girl, I need you to look a certain type of way in order for me to get what I'm trying to get, in order for me to make what I'm trying to make happen. Right? I just think that she didn't convey it the best way. Right? She just made it seem like she was just very shallow and she only cared about people's looks and things of that nature. And I don't know well enough to say if that is the case. But what I got from the message when I paid close attention to it was maybe she just has a goal in mind, and folks, if you don't meet the criteria of what it looks like to help her accomplish that goal, that she probably wouldn't want to come with you, want you to accompany her in that type of setting. Because she did say, in all fairness, she said, well, another piece of it is I'm not saying them type of people couldn't go with me anywhere. They could go with me to the family picnics and the card games and the, whatever the case may be. But for where she was trying to go, which was the club, and I guess whatever she was trying to do, I don't think that the people she was ruling out would have been able to help her achieve that. Again, am I saying she was right for making that statement? Yes. I'm saying that she should have found a better way to fully express what she was saying and give context to what she was saying. Because I think that everybody was looking like, girl, what? And then it caused people to look at her whole setup and critique her, because it's like, now you're critiquing people. Let's see what you're really about. When I don't think she was really trying to disrespect or diss anybody. I think she forgot to mention that she had a goal in mind for why she was going to the club. But I think she wouldn't mention that because then it would cause us to critique her further, because I think from what she was requiring of the women that she wanted around her, it didn't really sound like the business she was going to do at the club was going to be upstanding, if that makes sense. Right. So I think that was the issue. I can't really tell y'all why I want these type of women to come with me, but I'm just letting y'all know the type of women that I'm rolling with so I can get the job done. Okay, got it. I just feel like that needed to be expressed a little better because it brought her a whole lot of backlash. And from what I hear, she ain't even really on enough to be having something throw her off. All right. But again, that's just my unpopular opinion. They won't break my soul. That's on Erica, right? Take a sip of y'all drink. Y'all got drinks? Take a sip. Take a sip. If you got drinks, see your drinks in the chat. All right. Who did I have up next? I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this topic because I feel like I just discussed something similar to this, I think, in my last unpopular opinion. And at this point, it's redundant. And I feel like if I keep bringing this situation up about these type of individuals, I will be having the same conversation because, like I said, in my opinion, these folks need healing hearts. And because they're not reaching out to me to get healing hearts, every time their name comes up in the headlines and I'm forced to discuss them on my lives, I have to reiterate the healing that I think they need, right? So this is going to go fast. Cardi B and Akbar V. Cardi B and Akbar V. Okay, cool. I hate to say I told y'all so, but I want to say something, right? Because I don't know. For me, I always tell people, uh, your healing, let me rephrase that. Your trauma, for me, this is a part of my discernment, this is a part of my gift. Your trauma shows up on your forehead for me, right? So a lot of people, most people that I engage with, or most people that I watch closely, meaning like if you're a celebrity, I don't engage with you on a regular basis, but I watch you on TV or wherever I see you at, right? If there is some level of trauma, it's going to seep out, right? And for me, I can see it. Now, I don't know if anybody else can see it. I don't know if anybody else gives a damn about it. I don't know if anybody else recognizes it as trauma. But for me, because of the behaviors, I can see folks' trauma, right? And I remember I didn't know Cardi from the internet. Most people, when she got on Love and Hip Hop, knew her from being the girl from the internet, right? From I think it was IG. She just had a very big personality on IG. I had never seen her a day in my life before I seen her on Love and Hip Hop, right? So I'm just assessing her from that space because that was my initial introduction to her, right? So I'm looking at Cardi when she was on that show, and I realized that there was a lot of trauma, which meant she needed a lot of healing, right? And then it manifested in her behavior. Like I remember one time, you know, she has said on the show that, if you say something about her or you do something to offend her, she's talking about your mother, she's talking about your kids, she's talking about your dead relatives. And I remember I was like, wow, that's not nice. That really, and again, of course, as the show went on, she shared some of her trauma, but I had kind of seen it early on, right? So I've always remembered that. I've always remembered that, and I also always wondered, like, if she really had the opportunity to heal from some of that, because I remember when she wasn't on Love and Hip Hop no more, and some of the things that would go on, it would be like, is Cardi healing? Because I know she has some moments where she shares that she's growing, but then I see some of the behaviors, and I'm like, okay, maybe the growth is taking a little longer for the world to see it, right? So, okay, whatever, that's fine, right? So now fast forward, her and Akbar, I didn't really understand it because I felt like there was some underlying stuff that we weren't privy to, because it seemed like when it was like, okay, now I'm coming at you because you've been subbing me, I was like trying to like figure out the sub. And then I also was looking at Akbar. Like, I don't necessarily think she was subbing her. I think she was just speaking rap facts, which according to her they are. And I think she does that very often because she always likes to prove that she's a good rapper, right? And it's like, I really write my stuff. That's Akbar's whole mantra. That she writes her stuff and she wants to be on, and she's better than most of these rappers that's out. And so I don't necessarily think that what she said, I'm not gonna say it wasn't a sub to Cardi, but I don't think it was a sub because I want smoke with you because I'm hanging with Nicki Minaj. No, I think it was a sub because, listen, I'm tired of seeing everybody be on but me, right? I can even say maybe it was like some hating shit, right? But I think it got taken out of context because I think that a lot of um Nicki and Cardi's world revolves around each other, and everybody else is just collateral damage, right? And the one thing that I didn't like about the argument is I don't like when you start bringing up other things and you start bringing up other people, right? It's one thing if me and you are having an altercation because you feel like I did something to offend you and I did it on purpose, and you have your point that you're stating and I'm arguing back, well, what I did was not on purpose, and we're going back and forth. Don't start saying, because that's just like what you did to Larry 2 years ago. What does Larry have to do with this? Leave Larry out of this. Because whatever I did to Larry, if he didn't approach me on that, that's on him. And if whatever I did to Larry, he did step to me on, we had whatever we needed to have. That have nothing to do with you. That's part one of putting other people in it. Part two of it is also, don't say, oh yeah, I didn't like that you did that because your mother ain't raised you right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Do not bring other people into what we are having. And that just became like a mudslinging contest between Cardi and Akbar because the children came up and then the husband came up. And it's like, what that got to do with even one of those people? This is between y'all two. This is between y'all two. This is between y'all two. So how are we going to the level of, oh, you wasn't really there for your kids, and oh, your husband is, all of this? Like, why? Why? But in all fairness to both of those young ladies, it was not shocking. It was not shocking. Um, Pookie has explained to me in and out roundabout about how folks need to stay in the algorithm, right? He has given me this lesson, 40 and 50 times. He's pulled out a PowerPoint presentation to show me, like, Khadija, these things are done for a reason. People are making money off them. You have to pay attention to that, which I totally and 100% agree with. I agree that that's why folks are doing it. I don't believe that that's a lie. But it also brings me back to like what happened to integrity and moral fiber and some of the things that you will hold on to as a person up against money, right? Because don't get me wrong, granted, if something is going to be lucrative for you and you could benefit from it monetarily, then fine, step in the ring and do what you need to do. But when you have to degrade yourself and or step outside your character to gain, then is that who you want to be? But the flip side of that is this outside these people character? That's the question I had to ask myself, because when I look back on Akbar V's uh confrontation confrontational past and the things she's got into with other folks, and I look at Cardi's and some of the things that have said by both these women to other people or about other people, I don't really think that you guys are moving outside of who you really are. That mudslinging that both of the ladies were doing is who they are. It's who they are. It's who they are. It's who they are. So it's okay for me to be arguing with you and include your husband. It's okay for me to be arguing with you and insult your parenting, because none of that is off the table for me. I'm mudslinging. So you gonna take whatever I throw out there. Um, I'm not putting the responsibility of the advancement of women on two women, right? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But what I am gonna say is we should all, not just famous people, not just rich people, not just YouTubers and content creators, not just Michelle Obama, not no, no. We should all, as women, take some responsibility to contributing to what is out there and what we would like to see come after us. And if you're a mom and you're an aunt and you're a daughter and you're a niece and you're a friend and you're a wife, there are some things that you need to be projecting to make sure the space that you're creating is positive. I don't know if that's the requirement of other folks, which I wouldn't mind, right? I wouldn't mind. If you telling me, listen, it ain't my job to show up and be no role model for nobody else. I'm only here to do what I need to do to get my coins. I would respect that. What I don't respect is when you show up that way and the consequences of you being that way come back to bite you in your ass, then you want to sit around and cry and you want everybody else to understand where you're coming from. I'm not going back. I'm not going back into that tonight. Y'all won't break my soul. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I've had this discussion in freaking Creole. I'm not having it again. Guess what? Everybody does what's best for them. I don't want to hear no crying from Akbar about Cardi talking about her parenting. I don't want to hear no crying from Cardi about Akbar talking about her husband. None of it is off the table, because y'all don't take nothing off the table when it's y'all. It's only when the mud is slung at you. Now you want everybody to come around and power wash you down. No, you're slinging mud as well. You're slinging mud as well. So guess what? That shit was corny. Part of my language, that was corny. That was corny. Now, everything about it was corny. All of that arguing back and forth. And me personally, I know y'all two all for it, but that's what y'all two do. And I honestly and actually, am used to it, so it didn't bother me. I just didn't like that Offset was thrown in it. I didn't like that Akbar V's parenting skills was thrown in it, because I think when the shoe was on the other foot, then it becomes an issue. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't Akbar V have like one of her kids' fathers passed away? So let's just say if Cardi would have brought that up, would that have been, oh, you don't bring him up because he died? He was still your significant other. Offset is her significant other. You ain't isn't the reason that Cardi launched the shoe, and according to her, that's where the Nicki beef stemmed from, because Nicki allegedly said something about the daughter. So why are you discussing this woman's parenting skills? Not saying anything directly about the children. You saying something to her regarding her children is an insult towards them anyway. But you know what? Akbar V and Cardi ain't gonna break my soul. I'm not spending all night on that. Y'all take a drink. I'm not doing it. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm not going to do that, right? So let me go into, I don't know if you guys pay attention to content creators and YouTubers, but I do, since I'm a content creator and a YouTuber now. I got mad stuff to add to my resume. But anyway, let's just say that, right? So I watch a lot of other content creators because, one, I genuinely enjoy them. Two, I admire what they do. And, three, you aspire to get to that level. Now, I'm not going to lie and say I want to live in the same space as all of them because I really, really, really don't want the feedback from my content to be salacious. I mean, sometimes it won't always be perfectly nice and wrapped in a bow, but I also don't want to be the YouTuber that you come to my page because that's where all the drama is gonna be. I just don't want to be that person. Like I said, I don't mind talking about what's in the headlines, but not always from a negative space, right? So two of the YouTubers that I watched was, well, three in particular. I watched Funky Zaniva, I watched Jason Lee, and I watched Armon Wiggins. And Armon Wiggins is more new. I kind of knew about Jason Lee because he was on Love and Hip Hop, and I was a big Love and Hip Hop fan at the time. And Funky Dineva came along during the whole pandemic time, right? Funky Dineva was very entertaining, so his videos always kept me engaged. And plus, he watched a lot of the shows that I watched, and we shared kind of the same perspective. That's initially why I thought about doing YouTube, because I was just going to review the shows, which I still might make an album for that upcoming. So you guys don't worry about that. But anywho, Armon Wiggins, I probably just started watching within the last 90 days. I haven't been watching him long, right? But one of the things that I personally enjoy about his content is, one, it's not just about the shows. He lives more in the hip hop space. So he'll have a lot of content in regards to, like, Nicki, Cardi, all of those things, and some of the perspectives, and he'll dig real deep. I really don't have time for that, but I do like to hear and know what's going on. So that's why I like watching his videos. I also think his production is very good. I love the fact that he has like a call-in line. I like the fact that his lighting is good, his studio looks good, and he also looks well. He also looks well. His skin looks good, his teeth looks good. He dresses well, like, so it's like, oh, okay, it kind of adds to the aesthetic of things. So I had seen, because remember, I just started watching him within the last 90 days. So, of course, you're going back to see what the issue was. He was having some drama with Tasha K and all this stuff, right? So when I scroll back, I seen that at one point it looked like him and Jason Lee may not have really gotten along too well, but in recent time they resolved it, even to a point that Armon was on Jason Lee's gag, and he got the hosting when Jason wasn't there one time, and the show went really good. And he's good. He's really good. I could see him like being a co-host on the show, like how Funky Dineva is on Fox Soul, right? So I'm like, okay, and I like the fact that they seem to have moved past whatever they was had in the past, and they was moving forward, right? Another thing about them was that Jason had given like a celebrity brunch with Kanye, because I think he does something for Kanye now. He's like his media person. And he invited Armon. And Armon got the opportunity to take a picture with Kanye. And it was a really big thing for Armon. So I was like, wow, that's what's up. So in my opinion, take a sip of y'all drink. If y'all got drinks, leave it in the chat. Leave your little margarita glass in the chat. In my opinion, I thought that they were cool. So I'm like, that's what's up. I like to see YouTubers squash things and move forward, right? So Jason Lee has a lot of celebrity connections. And one of the people that he's really, really close to is Tiffany Haddish. And all of the drama came out with Ari Spears and Tiffany Haddish and all of that debacle, right? And folks felt really uncomfortable because people watch the actual videos and they had commentary on, Tiffany, how could you be a part of this and things of that nature, right? I didn't personally watch the videos because I can't stomach it, but I did hear some things about them. So Armon publicly discussed his feelings in regards to that situation because, again, he's a content creator and a YouTuber. So, of course, he would have some feelings about the situation. And if he does, and also it being, headline news, I'm going to discuss it. So he discussed it, and he discussed his feelings surrounding it, and so on and so forth. I think to a certain degree he was respectful, but I think he was very honest. And I think his opinion wasn't going to be taken well by Tiffany and anybody associated with her because he wasn't having her back. He didn't feel that that was a situation that he should support her in. So he shared his honest feedback, which is respectable and commendable, right? Well, baby, in an effort for Mr. Lee to have Tiffany Haddish's back, he went on a rant, right? And he went on his, I think it was his gagging show, and he was popping bad junk. He was like, he put people in positions, and people want to be him, and he definitely came across like he wanted some smoke from on, right? What I can say is what I always say, and I'm a firm believer in this. If folks do not say things directly to you, to some degree, you have to understand that means you are being held in a respectful, you're being held in a respectful regard. I always tell people that if you have folks that feel things towards you, about you, or they feel like there's things they want to say to you and they do not say them directly to you, to some degree they respect you. To some degree they respect you. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. I mean, would you like folks to be very forthcoming with you and share things to your face and not talk behind your back and so on and so forth? Of course we all would. But I think when the message that they want to convey to you is not positive, instead of them having to have confrontation with you, they would rather not. So they do it subliminally. Again, am I saying that's right? No, but it kind of shows that to some degree they respect you because they know you're not having them come up to you and speak the way Jason Lee was speaking. You know what I'm saying? The way he was talking, if he would have approached Armon with that same rhetoric, they would have had an issue. They would have had an issue. And not because, Jason Lee was trying to bully him or nothing, but the way that you're speaking, that means that you want confrontation. And I don't believe that our mom would back down from confrontation. So he went on his channel and he basically was, pissed about the things that our mom was saying about Tiffany Haddish. And he just started saying his things about our mom, but again, indirectly. So what I loved about it was Armon went on his channel and he basically indirectly addressed him as well. Indirectly addressed him as well. And the way that he addressed him was, listen, if you have a problem with me directly, you can't, I'm opening the door for you to speak with me directly. Respectfully, but directly. But what you can't and will not do is act as though you can come disrespectfully or act as though I need you in any regard, because I'm here building my brand and doing exactly what you did, everything on your own. And I like Armon also said, when he did say his name, he said how he thanked him because he did directly invite him to a celebrity brunch and he did take a picture with Kanye. So yes, I can say directly, I appreciate everything you did for me. But if you're indirectly disrespecting me, let me indirectly let you know this is not the space for that. You did not build me. You cannot break me. And I respected that. I respected that because I felt like, number one, Jason could have called Armon. If you called him to invite him to a brunch, you could have called him and said, yo, why are you on your YouTube channel talking about Tiffany Haddish this way? But I'm going to tell you why he wouldn't have did that. Because Jason is the king of telling you he's going to talk about whatever the fuck he wants, whenever the fuck he wants, and no matter who the fuck it's about. So he knew that calling Armon would have, excuse me, I'm just doing exactly what you did, building my brand. So because I feel like, because he knew that, I can't dare contradict myself and call this man and to let him know, don't speak about Tiffany that way. Number one, because I don't work for you. Number two, because this is my brand, this is not yours. And number three, because this is the same exact things that you did to build your brand up. You won't break my soul. So I think that Jason knew, I can't call that man, but he also knew that he wanted to address it. So he spoke about him indirectly. And again, Armon Wiggins was very classy when he shot back. My dear, the door is always open for you to come and have some dialogue with me. But in the meantime, in between time, do not expect me to not build my brand because I'm speaking about somebody that's your friend. I'm doing my job. It made headlines. I'm doing my job. Now, of course, Jason, you don't have to speak about your friend. That's commendable and respectable. That's your friend. I'm doing my job. I'm reporting the stories. I'm building my brand. That's exactly what you did. So I think that their confrontation was very interesting. I did love Armon's response. I did understand Jason in regard to not wanting his friend to be discussed negatively, but I cannot get on board with feeling like other folks shouldn't because it's your friend. That part, nah. So, we'll see where it goes from here because Armon made the shade room and everything, so it's up and it's stuck for him. He got his single popping, deposit show check, like he's just doing his numbers over there. So we'll see. Jason, as far as I know, didn't respond publicly about what Armon said. Armon didn't go online and say he spoke to Jason on the side, so I don't know what's to become of that. But I found that to be crazy, right? So now we are 40 minutes in, and y'all know I'm trying to stick to an hour. So I have to get into the main event. I have to get into the main event. Y'all have to take a sip of y'all drinks. What are y'all drinking? Y'all not even talking in the chat about what are y'all drinking. I see y'all on here, but I don't see y'all talking. But anywho, they won't break y'all soul. The main event, the main event, the main event. And to be honest, this is the real reason why I came on live today because I didn't think about going live. I was like, I was gonna go live on Thursday, and I was not gonna let them break my soul, and so on and so forth. Because I mean, this story has been out for a couple of days. It's very, very, very sticky. And granted, I don't know all of the facts. I'm just hearing what gets dropped out the sky here and there about it. But I wanted to have some dialogue about Ime. I actually like his name really too, Ime Udoka. I was like, wow, that's a nice name. At first, I'm like, what? I thought it was one name, but that's his first and his last name, Ime Udoka. And I thought that was really, really a nice name, right? I like Ime. I'm gonna look up what it means, right? Um, So then I got to read on about, they have 12 years together. They have a son together. Nia just moved to Boston so they could get their house together. And, just a lot of things that made me like, Nia is so freaking cool. And I got to call her Nia like we really friends, like Nia, right? But Nia is so cool that I mean, from outside looking in, I kind of wish like that was my homegirl. And I could text her like, "Bitch, you good?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Call me if you need me. Like, let's get ahead of this. Like, I just I did not like this story. I did not like this story. I did not like this story, and I didn't like it. One, being a person in a relationship, right? Because relationships are extremely serious. I don't know. Listen, if you're a person that your relationship is not extremely serious, then log off because you can't relate. But if you are a person in a relationship, then relationships are extremely serious. Extremely serious. And what I feel is that men differ from women a lot. A lot. So it's very hard to uh, get men to understand women and vice versa. And because of that, there's always an issue between the two. And that's hard because seeing as though it's always an issue, that doesn't negate the fact that I still love you. I still want to be with you. I still want our relationship to work. Right. But trying to get men to understand women and women to understand men sometimes can seem impossible. And it's heartbreaking when it's impossible because outside of you not understanding me, I freaking love you. Like, just get it and stop being stupid. But that's easier said than done. Okay, so let's heal up, will up, bring it back, and rewind, right? Do not hold my feet to the fire because I will not sit up here and tell y'all I researched this story down to the ground so I have all the facts. The only thing that I'm going to talk about, because I don't have all the facts, but I kind of have the basis of it, is that allegedly the young man was dating somebody or sleeping with somebody that he worked with, right? Okay, let me tell y'all something. And I didn't learn this until I was in my own relationship. But I'm going to tell you this because it's fact and law. And you can ask any woman on the planet, am I lying? Women, let me get up on the camera when I say this, right? Women can endure way more things privately than they can publicly. Let me say that again for folks in the back. Let me bullhorn it so you can be clear on what I'm saying. Women can endure way more things privately than they can publicly. Fellas, let me say this again, just in case you need one way that you will try to understand your woman. Let me tell you one thing that you should know about women. Women can endure way more things privately than they can publicly. Okay? Now, I say that because it's just known history, and I'm not making it right history, but it's known history that most times the percentage of a man messing up versus a woman messing up in a good relationship is higher, right? It's always going to be the man did, the man did, the man did, the man did. That's not all the time, but most times you'll hear the man did, the man did, the man did, right? Again, am I saying that's right? No. But what I am saying is if I'm in a relationship and you cheat with the heifer at the strip club, and I found out because I saw the text messages, that's between me, you, and the heifer at the strip club. Right? So her little circle and my little circle, if I decide to tell him, the man ain't telling no goddamn body because he don't want nobody to know he in the doghouse. So that's where that lives, right? That lives right there. The stripper, I don't know how much she gonna tell anybody. So it may just be me telling my little immediate circle, let me tell you what this MF did, whatever, right? But that's going to live in a private space between those individuals, right? Okay. It's another thing for me to live in a house with you, for everybody on our block to know us to be the loving couple. We hug and we kiss and we need each other, and everybody know how much I love you, and everybody know how much you love me. And then for me to find out that the woman upstairs in our building, you're screwing her, and everybody else on the block know. That will break my soul. That will break my soul, right? So a couple could work through you screwing the stripper and I find the text messages. Because a woman can endure that, take that in, fight with you, tooth and nail in the house, and go back and smile and be your woman on your arm because nobody else don't know what we just grew through. But if that same woman got to walk outside her building every day and see people across the street snickering, people at the store laughing, people at the laundry pointing, I can't endure that because now everybody knows. You embarrassed me. You put me on Front Street. You made it so everybody could laugh at me. I thought you loved me. So that's what really, really broke my soul with this situation because I'm looking at Ime like the rest of the world is looking at Ime. Like Nia Long is a beautiful woman. And let me sidebar and say something about this, right? Because I've seen this a lot of times, and this is one of the main reasons that made me go live. I seen folks writing, oh, Beyonce gets cheated on. Nia Long, Beyonce got cheated on. So who is Nia Long? Anybody could get, yada, yada, yada. And then I also heard somebody say, well, shoot, Nia Long ain't Jesus Christ. So, it can happen. I don't understand holding these women in these high regard. And how could y'all not? How could y'all not? How could y'all not? Nia Long, Beyonce. These are beautiful, Black, successful women. The thing that all women aspire to be, especially if you're Black. The other piece of that is these beautiful, Black, successful women is what all men on the planet claim that they want. A beautiful, Black, successful woman. So now that you have that and you mess that situation up for whatever reasons, because again, I don't know Nia in his situation, so I can't even really say what went on and how it went on and so on and so forth, but still the fact remains that is quote unquote what you wanted. And before we even get to what you want, why wouldn't we hold these women in high regard? Why would we make comments like, oh, they could get cheated on, anybody could get cheated on? These people are not just anybody. These people are not just anybody. These are the beautiful, Black, successful women that we all aspire to be. So it is a big deal. It is a big deal. It's unfair. It's not right. Especially if you're getting treated correctly in your relationship. Now, again, am I going to say he was being treated perfectly? Maybe not to his desires, or maybe that's why he did what he allegedly did. I don't know. I don't know. But what I will say is this, from the outside looking in, and for the rest of the world to see, these women are classy. These women are successful. These women are beautiful. And this is what every woman aspires to be. And this is what every man claims that they want. So, no, they should be held in high regard. So, that whole trying to downplay it about, oh, these women ain't Jesus Christ, and oh, they're human just like everybody else. They are. They are. They are human just like everybody else. But they're humans that deserve respect because of the type of caliber of woman that they are. They have built themselves up enough to be respected, to be revered, to be loved. So to sit around and make it seem like, well, they could get what everybody else could get, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. Nia Long is classic. Nia Long is classic. Classic, okay? Classic. Even the way that she responded to the situation, classic. I aspire to be that woman, to be able to be faced with adversity and everybody in the world with a microscope on me, waiting to see what I'm going to do, how I'm going to react, what I'm going to wear, how I'm going to break down, who I'm going to accuse, how I'm going to hit, especially with a black woman. They're expecting you to be the sassy bitch, to go online, to disrespect, to be rude. So to be timeless and classic as she was, to say, listen, no matter what's going on in my world, I appreciate y'all love, I appreciate y'all support, but I'm a mom first, and that's what I will focus on. Go on, girl. Come on. So no, that's not like everybody else. She deserves a salute. And at the end of the day, if this gentleman broke his own soul like I think he did, then no, it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. But you know what else is not okay? It's also not okay for us to decide what is not okay for their relationship. You know, I'm going to be very honest. I'm going to be very clear. And I'm going to say what my opinion is, but that's just my personal opinion. And then I'm going to speak about if I was speaking in a healing space, email or both of them together, right? If it was me personally, I would leave him. I would leave him. I wouldn't leave him because I don't value our relationship. I would leave him because he doesn't. You don't. Because not only were you deceptive and sneaky and disrespectful, but you were that at the workplace. Listen, we as men and women, we need money. We need money. Okay. So if I think that you're going to cheat, it's one thing to think that you're going to cheat at the strip club where you go periodically. It's another thing and another level of stress and anxiety to think about you might cheat at the place that you have to go every freaking day, which is work. Which is work. What you going to tell me after this? Or at my next job, I'm not going to do that. How am I supposed to know? I didn't think you was doing it at this job, Negro. So yeah, no. The fact that you cheated at the workplace, the place that you have to go to make the money that we need to live our lives together, that right there, that would have been one reason why I would have had to break your soul. The second reason in regards to that is because you double fumbled the bag. You double fumbled the bag. Let's get into that, right? Not only did you fumble the bag, which is being with me, okay? Because I ain't here long, but I know I'm a prize. So you fumbled the bag when you fucking up with me. So you fumbled with Nia, and then you double fumbled because you fumbled the check. So no, I can't be with you. Not only because you cheated or you lied or you deceived me. I can't be with you because you double fumbled the bag. You fumbled me and you fumbled the money to take care of us. You done broke my soul. So I would have had the role. And the third reason, and most important, I'm not gonna lie to you, is the fact of the public humiliation and scrutiny. Nobody give a damn about email. I'm being very clear with you. Ain't none of them ain't none of them memes, ain't none of them posts, ain't none of them tweets, ain't none of them was about email. That was all about Nia. That was all about me. So you mean you made everybody turn a microscope on me for something negative, bro? You dead ass? If nothing else, I'm your son's mother. How dare you? Yes. So it's for those three reasons, email, I would have had to roll, brother. But I always keep in mind, I don't have 12 years with a man. I don't have a baby with a man. So I cannot say what you should do. I'm just telling you the Khadijah right now with the least life experience. But I would have had to roll. I would have had to roll. But the healer in me, um, it's a few things to think about, right? Because I also wonder if Nia had an idea. I tell everybody on this point that you know your man, you know your spouse, you know your significant other. Now, what you want to believe about them when something is told to you or showed to you is a different story. But you know your spouse. You know your spouse. You know your spouse. Again, what you want to believe is told to you and what you want to believe is showed to you. That's on you, my dear. But you know your spouse. So I wonder if cheating at the workplace was far-fetched to Nia about Ime, right? Because it's one thing to know, like, okay, you're a cheater, so yeah, you might get got a little ass on the road when the team stopped and so from a woman that looked attractive to you at the bar, right? You just took up to your hotel and banged her. But um, is it far fetched for you to hear that somebody that he worked in close proximity to, he would sleep with? So I wonder. I really, really wonder about that because I think that if he did it, I think that Nia might have known he was capable of it. Right? And again, that don't make it right. That don't make it right. That don't make it right. That does not make it right. Which leads me to what I always lead to because I gave this same spiel for Neo. Oh my God. I cannot say it in any other language. As a matter of fact, I'm in a Spanish class. Let me see if I can go to my Spanish class because my freaking pronunciation is not good. I'm over here. F, H, H. Y'all don't know about my pronunciation. But anyway, yeah, let me go and find it in Spanish because I can't. I don't know. I don't know what other way to say it. I don't know what other way to say it. And I think that men really do not get it. And I'm going to keep reiterating it because it gets on my nerves. It gets on my nerves. It gets on my nerves. And it seems as though people don't get it. People don't get it. People don't get it, but they will. They will. They will. So I'm going to say this to you guys. I always say it. And maybe you'll hear me this time. Hold on one second. Let me find it in Spanish first. Let me find it in Spanish first because it's disgusting that you have to tell it to adults, but I'm going to still say it. I'm going to still say it. Let me see if I can hear her. Hold on. That's what that means? Oh, it says crecer. Oh, Linda, are you on this? Melissa, are you on this? Let me know if I'm saying grow up correctly. Okay? It says that's what it says crecer. Crecer. I'm going to learn that and keep that in my soul because I do not know how many men have to hear this. Grow up. And Ime, if you was doing a Hill and Heart session, that's what I would be telling you. I would be asking you about your past. I would be digging deep to hear why you're so immature. But then at the end of it all, I would honestly flat out say to you, grow up. Crece. Grow up. Grow up. Okay? You won't break my soul. Grow up. Grow up. Like I said earlier, you did a double fumble. You got time for that? You got time to jeopardize your job and your relationship? Do you have time for that? Really and truly. And if you do, that didn't mean anything to you. Because if that's the case, and you could afford to fumble your relationship, right? So why you with a woman 12 years and proposing to her? If it's okay and your job don't mean nothing to you, then why didn't you just quit? Go find something else to do. Go be a gigolo. But to double fumble everything, that's a sign of immaturity. That's a sign of immaturity. I'm sorry to let you know. Now, again, do I know why you're immature? No. No, I would love to go back in your family history, hear your family dynamic. Where's your dad? Where's your mom? How did you grow up? What are some of your life experiences? What happened in college? What happened when did you play for the NBA? What happened when you played? What's going on with you and Nia? But at the end of the day, regardless of what the relationship is with you and that woman, that has nothing to do with you being mature. And the bottom line of that is you did a double fumble. That was the most dickhead move you could have pulled. And I don't want to break your soul, but that's the reality of it. It would have been one thing if you stopped in the city and made love to a person and continued to email a person and Nia found out about that. First of all, that's between me, you, and that person, and that's not jeopardizing your job. That's jeopardizing our relationship, so I can let you know if I want to continue to deal with you after that. Okay, cool, let's have that fight. But to put your relationship and your job in jeopardy, what the hell was you thinking? What was you doing? Grow up. Grow up. If sex is what you needed, then you should have said, listen, Nia, it didn't work with me and you, I want to go. I want to go get something from somebody else. Or you knew I tell the details of getting something from somebody else. Just let her know it's not working. What's she going to do? Force you to be with her? How long was this charade going to go on if it went on? I'm just saying. How long? So let me ask this. So when you guys are at events and, NBA this, because I heard you took the team up to heavens last year and all that. So I'm pretty sure there's events that you go to and you bring your lady and you got the woman that you screwing or liking or talking to or whatever you doing on the side, looking in your woman's face, shaking her hand and being cordial with her. But you screwing this person. I really don't understand how many men I'm going to have to. Please grow up. Please, please, please. Email. You did a double fumble, blood. I don't know. You won't break my soul. Like I'm praying for you, brother. I would really like to hear what your upbringing was like. I really would. I really, really would. I really, really would. I'm telling you. See, I didn't even know you existed other than being Nia Long's fiance. So I wasn't really watching you to know, because if I dig into the backstory, I can almost pinpoint where the trauma is that would cause you to do something like this. I know. I know. Sometimes men don't feel good enough. Sometimes they jeopardize a relationship with a good woman because they don't feel like they're good enough to have her, but they don't want to say that because you guys have an ego. I've seen it all before. So, I would love to hear about your past. I would love to hear about, your transition from where you were to the head coach. I would love to hear about what the hell you was thinking. I would love to hear about what really happened. I would love to hear about, do you realize how much you jeopardized? What example are you setting for your son? So I don't know, my dear. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What I will say is this, brother. You did a double fumble, and I wonder what's more important. Because if you could jeopardize your family and your relationship for a woman at work, did you care about either one of those things? And if you didn't, then that's a separate conversation. But it's a real one that you need to be having with yourself, because look at the predicament that you're in. Will you turn that fan off? Look at the predicament that you're in. I don't know, brother. The only words I have here at the moment is grow up, grow up, grow up, grow up. And a large part of maturing and growing up is seeking help. Seek help, brother. Seek help. Seek help. And once you seek help, that will help you to mature, because what you did was a double fumble and you played yourself. All right. So, Olinda, am I saying grow up in Spanish right? Crecer. They told me on let crecer. Am I saying that right? Because I'm going to start saying it in Spanish, because clearly nobody ain't getting me and they won't break my soul. Oh, crecer. Thank you, Olinda. All right. Yes. So that's my crecer. All right. Anywho, let's move right along. So I gotta end this live. It's been over a lot. It's been over an hour. It's been over an hour. Last but not least, I want to let you guys know book club is back, bitches. We are back. We are back. We are back. I'm not gonna tell all of these, but I will let y'all know. FYI, PSA, I will be transitioning the book club into a podcast, so you folks can read along with us and It's going to be crazy. It's going to be epic. But the first book club meeting is this Saturday, which will be our first podcast recording. We are reading The Perfect Find by Tia Williams. Well, not we are, we're done. But if you want to read it, it's a phenomenal book. It's called The Perfect Find by Tia Williams. Tia Williams. Let me show you guys that again. This book was so good. And I randomly picked it. It was so good. So I'm going to give you guys all of the deets because on Saturday, we're gonna have our first recording for the podcast, and it's not gonna be released yet, but we're gonna do the recording. You guys will get video footage from the whole book club meeting on Saturday. But we're back. We're back, and I will also keep you both posted for what book we pick on this Saturday so you guys can read along because when we drop the podcast, we want to offer folks the opportunity to call in, give feedback, and so on and so forth, right? So I won't keep you long because I said I didn't want to be an hour, more than an hour on this live. I've been an hour and almost 6 minutes. I love you guys for tuning in. Make sure you're on my TikTok. I'm saying name is TikTok, Born BORN _ Bossy BOSS 4 Ys 1234. Yeah. Healing Hearts is gonna become global. Also, tag Meg the Stallion and tell that girl put me on her mental health resources list that she's providing to young ladies because I'm definitely providing some mental health services. All right, I love you guys. I thank you guys for tuning in. Give me all your feedback. Everybody go like the video. It's 4 people on here. Go like it. Go like it. Go like it right now. Put the thumbs up. I'm not leaving until I see the 4 thumbs up. Make sure you go like the video, please. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love y'all. I'm going to drop a Dear DJ before the week is out, and I'll speak to you guys soon.